Tavy's loyalty is tested when she takes up for Natalie. Fauna loses her shit. And Biggie gets attacked by an outsider. All that and more on this recap and review of Baddies USA Season 8, Episode 17, only on Damien After Dark. You better believe we're going to talk about it. All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. It's your boy Damien. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you following me, watching this recap. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me, being patient through everything. I love you guys so much. I really, truly do. Before we begin, please click that subscribe button and like this video. That helps my channel out, and it's free to do, and it's free to support. Join the conversation by getting in the comment section below and leaving me all your thoughts and opinions on episode 17. I would love to hear what you got to say about Fauna losing her shit on everybody, Biggie being attacked by an outsider at the club, and Tavy Baby is licking the cheeks of Miss Natalie Nunn, parting the cheeks and licking thy crack. My neck, my back, my booty, and my crack, okay? She's licking it all right? So, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Let's go ahead and get right into this recap. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for the support. This episode begins with Diamond and Natalie. They met up. Diamond came back for a cameo. We know Diamond is not a full-time cast member this season, but they called Diamond in for a cameo, and you know in Zeus Network fashion that Diamond is not going to come in and just get to sit down and eat a dinner for free, bitch. Diamond's got to come in, and Diamond's got to fight. She knows what she's got to do, right? So Natalie tells Diamond, like, look, I don't want to fight you. You want to fight me? We'll do it pay-per-view the same way I fought Natalie, or same way Natalie fought London. I can't talk today. The same way Natalie fought Tommy over in London, pay-per-view style on the Zeus Network, where you had to pay for it to watch the match. Natalie wants to do the same thing with Diamond, which in my eyes is her way of getting out of another fight, because y'all ain't gonna never fight over in London in no pay-per-view. I mean, maybe they would, but I feel like it was her way of just getting out of it. And Diamond ain't having it. So what does Diamond do? She takes her purse and swings it on Natalie because she wants to fight her. Diamond had a job to do. She couldn't come in there and let Natalie get out scotch-free, right? She couldn't. But Natalie don't want to fight no more. Natalie's in her CEO, I'm a boss bitch phase. She's like, I don't want to do this anymore. But it's like, with all due respect, Natalie, just bow out and let somebody else take your place then. Because I can deal with Rolly being the, Rolly's kind of taken over this season as like the house mom, the whatever you want to call it. You know, she's took Natalie's place. And I think she's done a decent job. So you're not even really needed anymore, Nat. Speaking of pay-per-view, why would you do it on pay-per-view when you're on Baddies? I mean, isn't that kind of what we're paying you for now? Hell, it is pay-per-view. Because y'all are getting our $5, $6.99 a month and have been consistently. So what do you mean? You want to do it pay-per-view style, sister? Do your job. Do your job. Now, Natalie says, you know, after the lunch, Natalie goes back and tells all the other baddies about what happened between her and DTB, and she tells them that it was an hour-long lunch. And I'm thinking, if that was an hour-long lunch, first of all, yet again, there was no food. I don't get it, Zeus. Y'all know that we know, or y'all know that we've called you out on there never being food on the table. Why don't y'all put, I mean, it just makes the scene look more presentable. Maybe they're worried about food being thrown everywhere and making a mess. They know they're only there for one reason and one reason only, which is to fight. Then why go to a restaurant? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I want to see what they're ordering. You know, are they going to eat? Maybe will the food get thrown? I don't know, but to call it a dinner, a 1 hour dinner, if that was 1 hour, that was a really edited down dinner because it seemed like they were there for 5 minutes. And if they were there for an hour, what the fuck did they talk about for that hour? You know what I'm saying? Now, Big Lex starts kissing Natalie's ass, talking about Natalie can do what she wants because Natalie changed her life. And I'm just like, girl, please. Girl, please. Natalie, like, I get Like, I get the loyalty to Natalie, trying to have loyalty, but it's like she has manipulated these girls into thinking that she changed their lives when it's like, this is not Natalie's show. This is the Zeus Network's show. You know what I mean? Natalie is just as replaceable as you are, Big Legs. And you're going to end up getting your feelings hurt, being heartbroken over something that Natalie does to you because she does it to all of her friends and coworkers, whatever. Now, Fauna speaks up regarding the whole DTB versus Natalie situation. And Fauna tells Natalie, like, I think you should fight DTB. I think you should fight her. And she says that, or I'm sorry, Natalie in that moment is not feeling it, right? She's not feeling it that somebody is speaking up against her. Fauna decides to speak up and say, look, I think you should fight DTB. It's not fair. Everybody else on this show has to come on here, get their wig pulled off, get they face, uh, transfixed. Like, Summer over here with a nose that's upside down. People getting bludgeoned. So it's like Natalie gets to walk around scotch free and not have to fight anybody. So I mean, I get what she was saying. I understand. I'm with you, Fauna, when you're right, and I think she was right in this situation. And I actually give her props for speaking up and not being an ass licker and an ass kisser. Y'all know I've been on Fauna all season, but I've got to hand it to her. She gets my respect in this instance because she understands in a way like, I don't have to kiss Natalie's ass like everybody else. I can still be on this show without kissing Natalie's ass. Now, Tavy stands up and says no. When Fauna is saying you and DTB need to fight, Tavy stands up and is like, no. And she's like, Natalie's already fought her at the reunion. She don't have to fight her again. And then Natalie calls Fauna a bitch and says that Fauna's being weird. And she says, they tell Fauna that they feel like that Fauna is taking sides because they feel like Natalie and Tavy feel like Natalie already fought DTB. They feel like, oh, Natalie fought DTB at the reunion. She shouldn't have to fight her again. But again, I'm with Fauna on this one. Okay, yeah, you fought DTB at the reunion, but since when on Baddies do you only have to fight someone one time and then that's it? Y'all act like these girls hadn't fought time after time after time after time. Same girls fighting, beefs being drawn out season after season. What are we talking about here? This is why I'm on Team Fauna in this situation. Tavy and Natalie are peddling bullshit. And Tavy, you know what you doing. You licking ass, kissing ass because you want to be invited to every opening of an envelope that Natalie Nunn has for you. And listen, I get that much. I get it. But don't lose your integrity in the meantime. Don't sell your soul to the devil with the chin named Natalie Nunn. Just saying. Now, Rolly calls Tavy out on this. Rolly calls Tavy out for being iffy. Because she says that Tavy came in being cool with Fauna and Cold Killer. Is it Cold Killer? God forbid I get names mixed up, because some of y'all come in these comments talking about you need to get the names right, trying to get smart and shit, acting crazy when I mix somebody's name up. You know what the fuck I mean. If you watch the episode, you know what the fuck I mean, all right? I think it's called Killer, though. Yeah. Rolly calls Tavy out because Rolly is like, look, you came in the house being cool with Fauna, Cold Killer. These were your girls. Y'all had your own version of the big three. And now you're switching up over here, showing loyalty to Natalie just because she has this title. And Fauna calls Tavy a dick rider. It's given that to me, too. It's given dick rider to me, too. And I don't think Tavy's gonna have her back. Tavy's not in this moment at least. Now, things get crazy when Fauna and Tavy are going back and forth, yelling at each other, arguing over this situation. Things get crazy when Fauna kind of gets in Tavy's face. Because y'all know Fauna is short. So she wants to either get in your face or stand on something and look down at you. So she gets in Tavy's face and sort of shoves her. So, Fauna gets in Tavy's face, sort of shoves her a little bit, and then Tavy, being the bigger one, really shoves Fauna. And Fauna, like, Fauna's whole body was like, she flew back, right? And then we see Cold Killer get into Fauna's face and be like, hit that bitch, hit that bitch, hit that bitch. But Fauna don't do it. Fauna don't hit Tavy. Fauna don't want to hit her. Tavy don't want to hit Fauna. But they, listen, it was fair. One shoved back. One just happened to shove back harder than the other. What do y'all think? If you were to, if would you have taken Cold Killer's advice and swung on Tavy, or would you just have left it where it's at? Or do you not need anybody to give you advice? Would you would have just swung? Period. 'Cause I don't know. If I would have got that push, I might have really went in, just reflex wise. Um, and again, you know, like I said, Fauna being short, she always has to stand on something. If you notice in this scene, they're at a restaurant or something, and she stands on the table, and I don't know if she's insecure about being short, but it's become a pattern. Like, she's standing on the table at the bar looking down, and I'm like, girl, you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable position, because the right person is gonna come along and either sideswipe you in them knees or push your ass off and you go flying back. Now Tavy leaves. Tavy is pissed. She walks out. She's talking to the camera outside of the club. She's on the street talking to the camera, and she says that she knows exactly what's going on. Excuse me. Jesus. She says, I know exactly what's going on because it's the fourth quarter, and now bitches are acting out for the cameras, which we know pretty much means it's the end of the season. Momentum is slacking. Producers are in ears. Batteries are in backs. And they need something to pop and happen. So Tavy feels like maybe these girls are doing this. Maybe not so much just because a producer asked them to. Maybe because in their minds they think I need to pop off so I can get ass back next season. I believe that's what she's thinking in the moment. But I don't know. This seems like an organic argument to me. I think Fauna was really upset that Tavy was taking Natalie's back in that situation. I don't really think there was any batteries and backs in that moment. Now, Tavy says that this took her off guard just now. But my thing is, you should have stayed out of it. Fauna and Natalie were having this situation. Fauna just decided to speak up about how she felt with Natalie not really being there, not really fighting. And then you, Tavy, you decided to come in and try to play Captain Save a Ho when you should have stayed out of it. I could see if Tavy was stepping in and it wasn't her friend, but Fauna's supposed to be your friend. However, we've seen, just like we've watched the breakdown of Big Lex and Summer all season long, we have also watched the breakdown, I feel like, of Tavy and Fauna. We've seen the tension. They've kind of been bickering and arguing back and forth. So Fauna ends up calling Summer out for talking shit about Natalie in this moment. Because, see, what those that didn't watch the episode, what you have to understand about this episode is that Fauna really went off the rails and was going off about the whole Natalie situation. And in the midst of it all, she wanted to expose anybody else that may have had feelings about Natalie. So she brings up Summer. And she says Summer has been online talking shit. And we see a clip that is played from Summer's Instagram Live where she does, in fact, say something about Natalie. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she said something about her. And, so Fauna's trying to call Summer out. Like, what did you say about Natalie? What did you say? And Natalie is looking at Fauna in this moment, and she's like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? She's looking at her like, have you lost your fucking mind? But Fauna says, I'm irritated. I'm irritated. She says she's irritated as fuck right now. I don't know why Fauna looks to me, she looks like she'd be teaching Sunday school classes at a Baptist church. I don't get like Baddies, and she's growing on me little by little, maybe a little bit, but I just don't get Baddie. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the thing, Fauna. I was with you at the beginning, right? I understood her frustration. I understood what she was feeling in that moment. And I was with her. But then I felt like she started to do a bit too much. It felt like she was being performative and showing out for the cameras because they were in a public space. They were in some kind of little clubby venue. And there were people over here to the side watching everything go down, filming it, eating their popcorn and salivating watching the show. So Fauna had a crowd. People were watching. So it felt like she was performing and amping it up, trying to let people see, like, look at me, look at me. But Natalie ate her up so quickly with one line that I loved, even though it's not your show, Natalie, the line was cute. Natalie looked at her when she was doing all that and she said, she can get off my show. I loved it. I loved it. What would have been even better is, Natalie, you should have said, you should have pulled a Shawnee O'Neal, Natalie, and pulled out. I would have some pink slips in my purse at all times in case a bitch want to act up. And I would say, your services are no longer needed. Thank you. Thank you. But what? Thank you. Thank you. um, Now Fauna tells Natalie that you haven't even been here, Natalie. You haven't even been here, and Natalie says, I don't have to be here. But I have to say this: I've never related to someone so much in my life. Like, we need a meme. We need a gif, a meme, whatever, of that scene of Natalie walking down the alleyway, screaming, "Let me smoke my fucking joint! Leave me alone!" Y'all see her? Natalie left the scene and she lit a joint, and production follows her, particularly Lemmy, little stick, lemon head, light bulb head, veggie tails, cinnamon stick, lemon pepper, starts following Natalie. Wait, Natalie, wait, come here, Natalie. Natalie's like, let me smoke my fucking joint. Like, I've never related to somebody so much. Now, Sapphire walks in after all this happens, and they ask her about Suki. And Sapphire's like, oh, I don't know anything. I didn't ask her anything. And Sapphire says, I told her y'all wanted an apology the same way I wanted one when I was affected. But you just said you didn't talk to her, you didn't ask her anything. But then now you're saying that, you told her that the girls wanted an apology, and you're saying the same way you wanted an apology when you were affected. But did you say that to Suki? Did you tell her? Sapphire, something about Sapphire is phony to me. Something about Sapphire is phony to me. Now, remember, Sapphire made the comment that anybody that had a problem with what Suki Hana did, they can line it up with her. Sapphire decides that she wants to fight anybody that wants to fight Suki. So some of the girls remembered that comment, like Cold Killer. But Cold Killer says that, she doesn't want to fight Sapphire and hold her accountable for what Suki did. Now, a lot of the girls agree. Most of the collective agree that they don't want to have to fight Sapphire on behalf of Suki. They feel like Suki should be there to handle her own shit. I mean, Suki is a pussy. Who does that and then leaves the show? All your little street credibility is gone, Miss Funky. While you always talking about cum in your lungs and your period blood, you nasty ass. Yeah, like, you did all that just to leave, you little punk. You're a punk, Suki. Now, what a disappointment. What a disappointment. Now, Miss DJ Ari, DJ Airy, whatever her name is, she can go. She can go, okay? Because in Sapphire's face, she's eating her up. Oh, okay. But then in her confessional, you're like, just stop, Sapphire. Just stop. Stop taking up for Suki. But it's like, say that in the scene. You got all this smoke in the confessional, but you was motherfucking boring as the motherfucking paint drying on the wall, ho. What is going on? And no shade, Zeus, if y'all are going to cast a lesbian if y'all gonna cast a lesbian baddie, specifically as like a stud lesbian baddie, at least cast an entertaining one. All the studs they bring on this show, no shade to my studs, I love y'all. But all the ones they bring on this show, they're boring because they're like they have the like the personalities of men, right? And men are boring. Same way a feminine guy might have the personality of a woman. If you're gonna bring a stud on, bring somebody like Blue from Bad Girls Club Chicago. Remember Blue from Bad Girls Club Chicago? She still had some entertaining qualities about her. She was fun to watch. These other girls are like bye DJ Airy. Go spin a beat and get out of here. Uh Now, can we talk about some? Y'all know we always get into the confessionals. What the fuck was Jayla? Like Jayla is a pretty girl, but the wigs and the outfits ruin it every time. Who is styling her? Because that blue wig, she looked like she had just landed, coming back from you know the galaxy. What is it called? Zeta Reticuli. Uh, that blue wig, Jayla looked like she was from another planet. I'm like, girl, take that off. Now, Cold Killer and Sapphire are going back and forth on whether or not Cold Killer wants to fight Sapphire on behalf of Suki. So Cold Killer tells Sapphire, take your rings off. Because she says she's still pissed about what Suki did because she got maced when Suki sprayed the bear mace. So she's like, take your rings off. I'm pissed and I want to fight you on behalf of your friend. So I'm like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Let's do it. Let's keep Sapphire to her word, what she wanted. But um, then they hug it out. They end up hugging it out, which, listen, because Cold Killer felt conflicted about fighting Sapphire, and she ultimately decides not to. And did I want them to fight? Yes. But I respect it because I respect that she didn't fight her because it really was pointless. Even though Sapphire wanted to take everybody's fades, Suki is the one that sprayed the bear mace. Suki is the one that's been wreaking havoc the last, few episodes. She should be there to take that fade, and I'll be ready to watch that at the reunion when Cold Killer and Suki Hana have to fight one another. And you know what else I think is so funny? That Sapphire is doing all this for Suki when I guarantee y'all Suki Hana would never do the same for Sapphire. Sapphire, you are a dick rider. You are a Klingon. You are a background actor. You fade into the background. You're a prop. You're a prop for Suki. You're Suki's prop. You're Suki's bitch. Let's just not even sugarcoat it. And you know what? I actually agree with DJ Sky. I don't think it was about fighting Sapphire for Cold Killer. I think that Cold Killer wanted to see if Sapphire was going to stand on what she said. I think Cold Killer wanted to see, oh, you want to try to punk everybody and say that you're gonna fight Suki's battles. Well, do it. I think he was more about the principle. Uh, Now, what are these? Again, let's talk about these confessionals again. Who are styling these girls? We know Smiley always looks a mess. We're not gonna get into Smiley, but can we get into let's put up the photo of Big Legs. Do we have the photo of Big Legs? Big Leg. Yes, there we go. Uh, what is going on? Big Legs looks like she was the concubine of Thomas Jefferson. Big Legs looks like she was fixing to ride off into the sunset on a brown horse, screaming, "The British are coming! The British are coming!" Big Legs looks like she's about to go sign the Declaration of Independence, bitch. I don't know what's going on here. Like, y'all, like, it's costume at this point. Nobody even looks pretty anymore. It's just like pure costume. Who can wear the best Halloween costume? Literally, they all look like from Bad Dolly to Anna Mac in that terrible black short wig that she had on, looking like something straight up out of Mortal Kombat, to Smiley and the shit she be wearing. Now we got her in this over here. Like, I'm like, what are y'all wearing? Roly, all of them. Speaking of Roly, Roly tells Sapphire that she doesn't like the fact that Sapphire is taking all the fades for Suki. And she feels like, Sapphire has to defend the evil shit that Suki be doing. And I have to agree with Rolly on that. That's exactly what I was just talking about with Sapphire being this ass kisser and this dick rider when it comes to Suki Hana. Rolly pretty much just said what I said in a more respectable way. What Rolly really wanted to tell her was stop being a dick rider and stop following your friend. Get your own voice, carve your own lane, and stop, wanting to be the best friend of Suki Hana simply because she was on Love and Hip Hop for a few seasons. Like, please, girl, please. And when Suki sees the footage of Sapphire crying over what Rolly said, their friendship will be tested again. Trust. Suki ain't gonna like the fact that Sapphire was crying. Crocodile tears, fake cries over what Rolly said. Now, production wants Miss Fauna to go talk to Natalie. So she does. And, Natalie says that Fauna has been hating on Tavy all year to Natalie. Okay, I thought that was some tea to clock. Natalie says that Fauna has been hating on Tavy all season to Natalie. So I'm like, oh, okay. We'll have to really address that at the reunion because Natalie said that in her confessional, I think. So I think that's interesting. There's always been something going on there. Is there more there that we need to get into, Fauna? Now, in my opinion, Fauna had to go do damage control too, in a way. Even though production probably put her up to it, she knew that she had to go do damage control with Natalie ultimately. So she apologizes, kisses Natalie's ass just a little bit, does what she has to do to get back in good graces. Boom, it is what it is. Then we see Tommy roll up. Okay, Tommy rolled up, and speaking of Tommy, I don't know if y'all been paying attention to the blogs, but Tommy was just seen making out with Solange Knowles' son, Jules Smith, and he's like 20 years old, 21 years old, barely legal. Like, well, listen, men do it all the time. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just like, Tommy, baby, baby, baby. Like, no, what are we doing? Ew, that's none of my business, okay? Now, Tommy walks in. And Cold Killer's like, what's up? Cold Killer's like, what's up? She wants to fight right now. Okay? She wants to fight right now. And Tommy's like, hey, whoa, hey, man, get her. Tommy's like, no, I don't want to fight. I'm not here to fight. I just got my motherfucking lace installed, bitch. The makeup just got beat. I got this cute little Skims outfit on that Kim K just sent me. Bitch, I ain't fighting. I'm not fighting. Get her out of here. So, Tommy looks at production and, then she turns around and she leaves. She's like, I didn't agree to this. I told y'all if I'm going to show up and film, I'm not fighting. And listen, I'm not even going to be mad at her about it, okay? I'm not even mad at her for that because if I got all done up, I wouldn't want to. I get we have to fight, but damn, when can I get cute without having to worry about my earrings being ripped from my motherfucking earlobe, bitch? You know what I'm saying? Now, Tommy calls Kokilla a nobody, but Kokilla has to remind Tommy where she's at. And she has to remind Tommy that she says, don't forget, Tommy, who you said should open for the tour. They replayed a scene where Tommy said that Kokilla should be the one opening for the show. And you know what? She's right. I mean, Cold Killer's right. How you going to say I'm a nobody, but you wanted me to open on the show? And to me, to be honest, out of this entire cast of girls, Cold Killer is one of the only ones. There's maybe a couple I could think of, but Cold Killer is one of the only ones to me that gives true star potential. I can see Cold Killer going far. I can see her, She has stars potential to me. She's got the look. She's got the personality. She's real in my opinion. Um, but you know, she has to let Tommy know, like, we're on the same show, baby love. How you gonna say I'm a nobody, but you up here on the same show as me? She says you ain't bigger than the program. Coach Killer tells her, you keep saying these no name girls, but you're on the same show as me. And to be honest, Tommy, if it wasn't for Zeus, we wouldn't even really see you. VH1's not looking for you no more. Love and Hip Hop realized how much of a liability you are, that they left you alone. So now you're over here at Zeus and you're acting like the opportunities are just coming out the wazoo for you. I don't see Tommy on any other shows. I don't see her doing any spinoffs. I don't see her doing any endorsements. I don't really see Tommy doing anything but baddies. So let's humble ourselves, love, because you might be on the unemployment line next. And why is she driving around with a glass of wine? Now listen, she's standing outside of her car when she's got the glass of wine. We didn't see her driving, let me be clear. But the scene was presented to us that Tommy pulls up in this orange sports car, and now we see her with the door open with a glass of wine. I'm like, that ain't cute at all. Why are we drinking and driving, Tommy? Now, a glass of wine, I get it. Maybe if she had one, you're not drunk, really. You won't be drunk. But it just doesn't look good. The optics don't look good. Now, Tavy is upset that Cold Killer was telling Fauna to hit her earlier. Y'all remember when Tavy and Fauna were pushing each other back and forth, and Cold Killer was like, hit that bitch? Well, now Tavy's pissed about it. And she tells Cold Killer, I didn't appreciate that. I didn't appreciate you telling her to hit me. So they start going back and forth and arguing. And then when Tavy's mouth gets to moving, I'm going to be real with y'all. I used to love Tavy last season, but she just goes too far sometimes. It's like, shut the fuck up for a minute. Like, it's just, when she gets to talking, it's, oh, and I see why Tommy says she reminds her of DMX, because it's so DMX-like. Like, raw, you know what I mean? And I get she's just a little bit more passionate. I understand. But I just wish you would get your point out and shut up. Now, Anna Mac, a.k.a. Anna Whack, walks in with Janelle, her and Janelle. And I'm just like, why is Anna here? Anna, weren't you just, you're every year you're on the internet talking about how you quit Baddies, you're not coming back, but you end up coming back. I thought you were engaged to a baseball player who said he didn't want you on the show. So I'm like, why are they here? I smell garbage. And it comes in the form of Anna Whack, okay? So, they come in, they join the party. And then next, Biggie walks in. Biggie's feeling herself. Hey, hey. She walks in and baby, all of a sudden, somebody come out the woodwork. Some random fan, we don't know who it is, their face is blurred. They come out of the shadows and they just attack Biggie. Security swarms. It's an all-out brawl. We can't see Biggie. We can't see the person. All we see is security and a big scuffle. Everybody looks confused. Even the producers are looking like, wait, we didn't plan this. So, of course, y'all know, Anna gets activated because y'all know Anna thinks that she's a motherfucking straight up thug and can just whoop anybody's ass, knowing good and well if she gets involved in that, they're gonna stomp a mud hole in her. So she gets activated and acts like she finna do something when she ain't gonna stomp a grape. And then we have to find out in next week's episode 18, the aftermath, what went down, who this person was, how this all played out. Okay, so next week we're gonna continue to talk about that. Who came in and attacked Biggie and why? And then Natalie confronts Jayla for not having her back, which I'm excited to see. Thank you, Natalie. Make Jayla work. And then Big Lex and Tommy, they finally come face to face and confront each other while at rehearsals for their show. All that and more on the next Baddies USA recap and review. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here with me, hanging out with me. It was so much fun recapping this episode with you. I hope you'll come back and join me for episode 18. But in the meantime, you got to subscribe. Click that subscribe button so you never miss a beat. Like this video, that helps me get into the algorithm. If you have some hype points, hype this video up. I'd really appreciate that. Join the conversation by getting in the comment section below. Leave me all your thoughts and opinions on this week's episode. I love you guys so much for being here. And we'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. See ya.